The mailman today. Yes, the mailman. The mailman today. Yes, the mailman.
No matter the weather.
Well, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. It's St. Patrick's Day, right, Phil? Everybody, and I mean everybody is Irish on a night like tonight. What's going on, Primetime Phil? How are you, sir?
Yeah, we're just enough green not to get pinched.
What's that?
But no, man, I love the outfit, man. Nice and decked out.
Come on, man. We
Definitely
all
looking
Irish
good.
today. Come on now, Slanty.
I don't know,
Slanty.
man. I've had enough of my Irish days to be like, oh, I
can't
can
see
skip
my
a couple of
compu-
these.
Yeah, I can't see my computer screen, so I gotta take off the glasses. So I'll let everybody in the Zoom crew in shortly. So be
That's what
patient.
that whole pain is gain, you know. That's why, like, in order to look good, sometimes you got to be discomfort. That's why, sometimes people
Yeah.
wear high heels and stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind. I just can't see it. You know about pain or
Right.
gain. I just can't see the
I
chat.
don't know.
Anyway, Logan Motorsports, what's going on? Dallas Cowboys, Isaac Ramirez, William Tilton's in the house. Vegas' own William Tilton. Yes.
Yes.
808
As long as it's not
Cowboy.
September, right? We'll be there.
Yeah, I don't know when. Yeah, I would hope so. My luck, it'll be the first game of the year. So then, guess what? New destination.
Yeah.
Team trade
Yeah,
back.
sorry,
What's
William.
up?
Yeah.
What's up, 808? Felix Rojas, what's going on, my man? Who else we got in town? CZ, Oscar Perini. Hello, everybody. Game time, otherwise known as. Yes. What's going on, everybody? Dustin Bosley, what's up, man? Elena, how are you? We got Twiz in the house. Dallas Cowboys Ultra. I caught a little bit of Mark's live stream, and he was hammering Ultra. So I don't know what's going on there. We got Chris May in the house.
A little back
Oscar.
and forth love.
Yeah,
you know,
Pierce.
Ultra gives it right back. He probably instigated it. Let's be real.
I'm traumatized seeing Schwarzenegger doing knees and toes song. Yeah. I don't need to see that.
Knees in my toes.
How are you? So anyway, we sit here.
Up, man?
We saw some moves today. I mean, we did see some moves by the Eagles. I saw that the Eagles extended out Lane Johnson, added some serious money on there.
Yeah.
Again,
I doing that same thing with us where we had that Martin were at
Zach
the end.
Martin, and we're paying for it now.
You're having to pay for it now and stuff to keep him, which is understandable, man.
Yeah,
very understandable.
And they went out and got Azeez Ojulari. He had 6 sacks last year. I mean, nice little pickup.
Not a bad pickup.
Yeah,
not
bad.
Exactly. Not a bad pickup.
But yeah, again, CZ, I don't understand. I was listening to the local radio station, and they were kind of hammering Howie for extending out Saquon and giving him all that extra money.
It's because there's people, they're already on the roster, already here, they're already kind of secured up. Why give them that extra money? That's what they kind of fear. They figure, So I get it in some way, and that's where when I first heard about those deals, that's where I was like, well, I can understand if some of them were going to be upset about it, but I hadn't heard anybody really kind of speaking out against it either. So.
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just happening.
No. I'm not saying our side either.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying even on Eagles side, I haven't heard
anything. It didn't make any sense. It kind of reminded me of beginning of the Sixers season. Signing Joel Embiid to the Supermax. It just made no sense to me. I don't understand why you would have to do that. He's already under contract. Same thing as, you got Bryce Harper. Why are we looking at trying to extend Bryce? He's already signed through, 2031 or 2030? I don't know. It's kind of weird. But, hey, whatever. Mark Hutchinson, what's going on? I'm glad you guys are wearing the right color now. Bobby Babinski. What's up, Bobby? How are you?
Oh, my hair's going to fall out. So.
Yeah, right? But, yes, we Get this super chat. Got it. All right. I'm gonna let the Zoom crew in, and we'll just go wherever
Nice.
you guys want us to go. Again, there is like Phil asked me. There is no real a topic. We're gonna just go where it goes. I did do. I saw Phil in there. I did do my mock draft 1.0. What did you think, Phil? What did you think?
I saw that. I was going through. My girl was like, "What's he doing?" I'm like, "Oh, he's going through what he thinks each one would pick if they're spotted." Oh, okay, I see.
How do you think I did?
I like our pick there. Like,
Well, we were kind of
oh, I did. I thought
screwed.
you did well. It was all recent, and I mean, you kind of stuck to what they were telling you, which is hard. As hard, especially if you're not following each team. By like for example, I'll give you a perfect example. I watched a mock draft and they were talking about us and they're like, well, they go and they lose Zach Martin and they go out and they sign Jones and you kind of wonder, are they going to be putting him in the starting position? Not even thinking about the fact that you got Hoffman, you got these guys, Bass and stuff like that are ready to step in and take that role, but you don't know that, and so that's the kind of the thing. And with some of these, when you're picking, you're kind of going for what you think their biggest need is at the moment. With a lot of the signings happening, and I thought you did a really good job. I even liked ours, for example, like where Golden, man, I'd be
Yeah.
happy with that one, man. I'd be very happy with that one because to me, that guy, when I look at him, he's one of those guys where he doesn't talk the talk, he walks the walk with
Yeah.
everything. He doesn't come out and say he's going to be the fastest wide receiver in the draft, that like the other guy, and then he turns around and becomes the fastest wide receiver that ran that draft. Oh, I'm going to be, he doesn't talk those things. He just goes out and just does that stuff. And so I think that's amazing about him. What's up, Randy?
Yeah, give me a sec.
You haven't given Randy his ability to talk? No talkie, Randy.
Yeah, no, he just has to unmute himself.
Oh.
Yeah,
Randy's
I
not
have a
ready.
new setting now where I just mute everybody and you have to there you go. He did it. You have
Yeah,
to
how y'all
unmute.
doing tonight?
I do that
Oh.
because sometimes people come in and they got shit
Mhm.
on in the background. So, But
No,
anyway,
Thomas.
everything's going pretty good. How about y'all?
did you see my mock draft, Randy?
I did. I
Well,
did.
I wanted to do it really how I felt. And I'll be honest, guys. Drew, do another mock draft, round robin style. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I don't mind doing that. Thanks, Drew. Again, I didn't know what Eagle fans really wanted at that point. I mean, that's really a pretty realistic
Luxury, yeah.
thing. I mean, just like that in Dallas, I made sure I was trying stuck to a realistic mock draft.
Clemente.
I thought you did real well, but
No, thank you.
honestly.
No, thank you.
I don't think that we're gonna trade down in that scenario, Randy. The only way I see us trade, I don't even know if I see us trading down. I know everybody wants us to trade down. I love to trade down. I don't think they will, guys.
Well, okay, so to them, it has to be worth it to trade down. They're not one of those teams that go, "Oh, we're just picking up a third. We'll do it." Like anybody can give you a third and you'll grab it. I mean, anybody. That means your first round is just up for grabs. They have to be in the right spot because, I think you're right there on that cusp. I talk about where I think the number of first round type of talent is kind of a little higher where you'll see other people on some people's boards where it's not. It's at 14, 15. And if you're sitting there at 12 and you knock yourself out of that cusp where you're getting that first round talent and now you're getting that second round talent in the first round, kind of like where we've been stuck in the past couple of years, that can set you back some right there. So, that's a big strategy.
Yeah.
Well, if both of the receivers that we want is gone and Genty is gone, then if we can possibly move back, we do. If we don't, you might be looking at Booker or you might be
Well,
looking at Simmons or somebody
I
like
don't think
that. I mean,
anybody else is going to be gone, Randy. Like Golden's going to be there, and Burden. I think Burden might get through the first round. Just really
Yeah, I
looking
think
at
Brady will get a first round as well.
You know,
I agree with that.
So I'm only saying McMillan's going to go after what McMillan.
Yeah, I
ran
think
four,
McMillan
four,
could
eight.
for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
4.48.
Yeah.
Everybody was wondering how he was going to run. And it's funny, I did the mock draft, and as I was going, I'll be honest, I didn't look at it ahead of time. I really just sat there. I looked at the needs, but I didn't overly say, oh, I'm going to stick with, because the Eagles, they didn't have tight end on there. But I know better. You know, it was either going to be Gray Zabel or guard, because Booker was gone. Jackson was gone.
Well, I mean, Bobby makes a great point with the $2 super chat. It says better get a wide receiver. Only 3 are elite, and that says a lot right there. Because you could be picking one of those 3 and going back and getting your running back later in the second or third round, and still be getting a good quality starting running back, depending on how the draft board falls. You know, you might have your run at some point, right? You have your runs of running backs, but if you can kind of survive that. You may have a nice one sitting there, maybe not one that you're originally thinking, but I know there's a lot of people that are talking, like DJ, for example, that's a lot of one that comes up on the boards. When you watch his style, you can get excited about it because he can definitely run. It's just when you look at his size and everything, that's where a lot of people question. I was questioning in the beginning, but I guess it's a little bit misleading, right?
Yeah. I would personally, I like Golden. And like the way I did the draft was, Genty was gone, Graham was gone, Will Johnson. I mean, like Michael Williams. That was like the worst case scenario for probably the Cowboys front office, because they're in on Michael Williams. They're in on Will Johnson. They're in on a lot of these guys, McMillan. So if all else fails, I hope they go Golden. Now, if they go Burden, okay, he's electrifying. Okay.
I don't know, man.
I would rather go with Golden. Golden was
I want a
killing
more wide receiver is what I want.
And he did it at the highest level. He did it in the playoff against good teams, and he was rolling, man.
I agree. He did it in the playoffs.
Mark Hutchins saying Ewers at 44.
Oh God, I hope not.
Mark,
I don't
know.
I've never really been interested in this play. I'm not impressed by it. Could possibly develop into something. But I mean, he could win games. I mean, you do see that somewhat talent there.
But
I would rather that be falling,
Yeah, don't you think that we need 3 starters before we draft a quarterback?
I agree. I would say that quarterback wouldn't be like a 5th or so. I'd say that'd be one of the 5th round picks. Is one of your.
I agree.
I mean, my whole thing is why are we signing Dak?
Hopefully not Drew.
If we are just going to draft a quarterback in the second round when we got, they let these holes be there, right? And I mean, they're the one that don't have a true one tech right now. You got Mozzie Smith. Okay, he's getting better. He's not the man to do that. Now, some say you can get that in the 5th round. Okay, I mean, that's what I'm
saying. You got some bodies there. You got some big bodies. They're not gonna be, an all pro Russian attacker. Otherwise, they'd be in the top 10. We'd be talking with them about those Michigan. What's going on, Jesse? You'd be talking with them about those guys like over in Michigan over there. But
this is a weak quarterback class. A very weak class.
It is.
I'll tell you what, and I grabbed Dart like you that pick. You're gonna do that picks. Screw Shador. I take Carter like I did last time. Take Carter, drop down, grab Dart.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Oh, you're guess what? Shador, what you guys know? So just get ready.
We'll see.
Just get ready.
The one thing also too, I'm hearing rumor from Giant Land here. They're probably gonna interview Justin Winston. This
Jameis one,
today.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand him.
I can't
stand him either, but
he throws more interceptions than touchdowns.
It's a weird shit that comes out of his mouth.
Yes.
Gives me the
odd
cringiness.
Dude. He's an oddball. I don't know about that, bro. Ewers won't get out of
He's
the
better
second.
than DeVito.
I don't think so either, Mark.
Definitely, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
so I mean that's an upgrade on that one. So I mean, but I think they're
nice to the pizza factory.
I think by the time training camp comes, I think they have a starting caliber guy. Whether it's only for a year, I think they'll have somebody there. So,
I really just hope it ain't Aaron Rodgers. I'd rather have.
I was gonna say maybe it'll be a Aaron Rodgers if he doesn't do the Minnesota Green Brett Favre Hall of Fame walk.
I can see him going to Minnesota though because
that's what I'm saying. He's gonna take that Brett Favre tour. You know,
no God.
Arturo saw Phil's old Oregon game.
He's gonna have the damn natural music in the background.
Woke Youssef, we are 38 days away from the draft, bro. We are getting close.
Is it that close?
Yes, 38 days. It's
yep,
coming up on us
under
quick.
40
next month.
Arturo, listen to you.
Yeah, man. He saw Phil's old game tape.
I think I'm gonna get in a case of the shits for the first time in the draft. Call out.
Jimbo says,
"Oh man, it's gonna be nice to be able to see it from this side again, man. I love watching the draft on ESPN's all that stuff, seeing it.
Yeah.
But when you're firsthand, obviously you don't get all that stuff that's
well, it'll be nice, and
yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be me and Phil doing it, and we'll add.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll allow you guys to come in, but we got to do our thing too. So we'll have to figure that out. We just can't be talking over each other during the draft and stuff like that because it'll be fun.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a whole mess.
But no, I mean, me and Phil can do it, and I want Randy definitely in here and get people who know the draft. But I just don't want a lot of, like once it gets like in between the picks, like you know what I mean. That's fine. But as the picks are coming up, that I wish I could get a hold of that, Drew. Some of Phil's old game film. Phil's probably got it, but he ain't letting that out of the bag.
I look awkward.
Shit. We'll be like, this fucking guy, look at him. Oh, no, I'm joking. But yeah, so
I need to eat a sandwich.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll have all my shit here, and we'll be able to guess about what's going to happen before the pick for everybody. And it's fun because we have all four teams, so we'll be able to prepare for the Giants right off the bat. Or is the Giants going to move up? Phil, Randy?
That's what I want to be there just to make sure. Either I'll be happy or you're going to hear me curse the English, Spanish, and every goddamn thing I think of.
Phil, what's your thought?
I've said when I've watched it, this is mere years ago, I was like, okay, when they had that winning season, I was like, this just stunt their growth. I said this was very bad for them winning this season because they were on a roll. They were getting some really good picks. All of a sudden, they got the win season. They got into the playoffs where they shouldn't have been in there. They kind of LeBron'd it into the championship, where they shouldn't have been there, but they did go there. And so they didn't get the great picks like they did. And then, man, if they would have just listened to the GM's son, like he was on point with everything.
He was.
And it's kind of funny because on the other side of the town, it's like the Jets kids are running that one, and that one's just going to hell. So. But
don't remind me.
So, Randy, what do you think, man?
I think they could do good.
Do you think Giants trade up to number one?
I don't think so.
I don't know. The Tennessee, they're the fools if they don't trade out of that. I don't care where they
should
trade down
out big. I agree, man, Randy. 100%.
No matter what, don't ask too much. You want to trade down, get more.
But they don't have anything exciting. And if you can get like a Carter, I guess if you can get something that can excite somebody. But I guess if you're picking 3 or 4 picks later, I guess you can still get that, right?
Well, trade down to number 5 as use 5 as your point where you stop. You don't want to go past 5. That way somebody's going to pick 2 quarterbacks more than likely. So you're going to get one of the 3 top players.
I would think in that. I was thinking the Giants at least a shot at 2 of the 3.
Yeah, no doubt. Because we right now, I mean, Tennessee's got too many holes. Way too many holes to fill.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't the Giants go up and go ahead and do it and trade and get Cam Ward if they want the quarterback?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, we're gonna do it.
Do they have an abundance of extra picks later on?
Yeah, we got a few.
Yeah, but they don't have
we got a few.
Abundance.
That's why I picked my receiver early and then picked up a bunch of offensive linemen down at the bottom. There's so many of them.
What's up, Willie Vassar? How are you, brother? Yeah, well, you hear Tennessee today throwing out, and I believe it's BS.
It's trolling, mid-trolling.
They are saying that they are more than comfortable staying and taking a Cam Ward. They're trying to scare teams
That's a
into
ruse.
trading up.
That's a ruse.
Yeah, I agree.
But but I also think. So what do you think they do? I still think if I'm them, I'm taking it anyway.
If they want the quarterback, to me, that out of all the guys right now would probably be your best shot to get that guy. I don't.
And even if they do get him, can't they use him as for the other teams? Okay, what do you want? What do you want for him?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't move out of that spot unless it was definitely a nice little ransom, because by that point you can see he has a competitive side, you know.
And we got you got plenty of teams there, teams that need a quarterback, including us.
So I mean, and I'm going to point out, and this I might not get some good ones, because especially with Mike Tag, he's a Miami guy. Xavier, there's a lot of guys about Xavier, like, wow, he's a great receiver and stuff. When Cam Ward got there, that was it. Like, yeah, like that was it.
Hey,
he didn't have
Ricky.
Shit any of the other times, and then he gets.
No, I would not.
Sorry.
No. You're right. You're about to say what I'm about to say. It's like it's a Cam Ward effect.
And then it's a case of the quarterback making the receiver look good.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Tennessee, I'm drafting. I'm gonna pull what
with
the Chargers did. I'm gonna
What up?
Come on, guys. I'm going to draft Cam Ward and then call the Giants and say, "Do you want Cam Ward? This is what you got to give me." And then this is.
I agree with you, Brian. That makes most sense.
And then this is what
we have no choice.
And then this is what you draft. This is what we want, and then you do the swap, and then you get, and then the Giants will have to do it or not, and then I don't know that Tennessee has the stones to do that. I don't know, Bobby. What do you think?
I was just trying to join in on the Zoom.
Ultra, that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit to me. Miami history. What? Because all those huge Miami Hurricane quarterbacks coming out of there that were just blowing the college rankings away with all that throwing arms and stuff like that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he just hit the history thing for what? Like,
I do like Restrepo. He's a slot only guy, I believe. But again, I don't think he fits with the Cowboys. But we're not talking Cowboys.
Tennessee, Brian.
I'm saying Tennessee's coming out right now, Bob, basically saying we would be okay taking Cam Ward, and I think that's a smokescreen. I think that they want to get draft capital, drop down to number 4, and take one of the two guys that they really want, which is Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. That's who they want.
I agree because I don't think they've given up on the quarterback that they just drafted yet. From what the fans saying around here.
Yeah, I hear you. What's up, Thomas? How are you, brother?
I'm doing all right. I was at church yesterday, and our congregation is half. It's half and half. We're like, how can I say it? It's a bit like that, because you got one half that's Titan fans, you got another half that's Cowboy fans. And I was talking to I was talking to a lady at the services yesterday. As a matter of fact, she's a season ticket holder for the Tennessee Titans, and she's pissed, y'all. And I asked her, I said, Teresa, the draft is in a few weeks. Who you want? You haven't really you really hadn't told me who y'all want. And we talk football all the time. And she told me, she said, Thomas, man, I'm nervous. And if you ask me, I'd rather take Abdul Carter, or she said Cam Ward.
See, my thing is, I'm sorry, everybody. I think Cam Ward is better than Shador, but I don't love either one of them.
No, I mean, no, but if you're gonna pick somebody out of there, I mean,
Cam Ward, right?
That's kind of what I'm saying. But otherwise, I mean, if you can trade back and get some value, that'd be huge. You'd be setting your team up quite a bit.
if they
Not this year though.
This is my thing. If Tennessee deems Ward the best quarterback in the draft, then they should take him. Right? They should take him.
Is that why they feel
Because
comfortable saying it now?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if they deem
I
it,
don't know.
they should take him. If they deem him better
they
than
should.
Will Levis, then you don't get a chance to get
Will Levis,
number
yeah.
one. Bo Callahan, he's okay, but
Even his girlfriend was like, "Peace."
yeah, I'm out. So, I don't know about that, man. If they think he's that good, they should take him. This all falls on the Giants.
to
I'm
be
not
done.
going to hammer you, but this all falls on them winning a meaningless game. Now they're in this predicament where they got to hope and pray.
Oh God! Thanks, Brian.
Well,
Keep
I'm just
stabbing that
saying,
damn
it's
steak in
absolutely
me.
ridiculous. What's up, Terrell Pinckney? How you doing, man?
That guy don't know that.
Yes,
Jesus
yes,
Christ.
Terrell. We'll be live all weekend, brother.
Well, don't you think, Brian, that the Giants have got to do something to get their fan base excited?
Giants.
Trust me.
Good Lord,
we
you're
are
gonna go
not
into
amused.
we're going in. They're going into a season where they have no hope,
I
no
mean, if you-
quarterback right now.
If you can get that guy, that would at least get you some
I think
excitement. At
they're
least
going
that
to take
rookie
one of the
hopes excitement.
quarterbacks. I don't care who's there. They're going to take one just because of that exact reason. They're
we
going to
got-
take
well, at
Shedeur
least-
Sanders. That's what they're going to take.
Whoever we get, at least I know we got two receivers you can throw it to
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
re-signed.
You know what they should do?
Slayton.
though?
Like,
Trade back and then take Dart. Yep.
Yeah, they
Yep,
should.
get back
Yeah,
and get
exactly. They should trade back and get one of those offensive linemen, or get Dart, whatever. I mean, that's what I think. Dart will be there at the top of the second.
That's
I
what I'm
do.
saying. You
grab-
trade back a couple of
Yeah.
times, you can get a bunch
Or
of
at the
stuff.
bottom of the first, something like that. I think you could do
I would
that.
grab, like I said, was it the last draft we were playing around with? I told her get Dart and get a bunch of offensive linemen at the bottom and get a receiver high. Get a high pick for a receiver.
Yeah.
But some crazy tells me that Dart is going somewhere in the first round. I can't
It'll
I
probably
can't
be
put my
somebody
hand
that
on
Well, I
it.
don't know. Maybe.
Some tell me that he's going in the first round somewhere.
somebody's
think,
going to trade up in the first round. and
Raiders?
get him.
Raiders?
Yeah,
No,
see
the
that?
back end of the first
Raiders?
round, maybe Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah, I forgot about Cleveland.
Maybe
Yeah, well,
Cleveland.
yeah. You figure you got
Okay.
Cleveland and the Giants and the Raiders. I mean,
Cleveland drafts the first position of the second day, so they're the team that's going to jump if it's going to jump.
yeah.
Hey, and
God knows he have enough picks.
I'm gonna tell you one. I'm gonna tell you a team that's gonna surprise everybody. Don't be surprised if San Francisco get him. Because for one,
Why? They just
San
paid this guy
Francisco-
how much?
San Francisco don't have a backup quarterback, and two, Brock Purdy's not signed. Think about
They
that
can
shit.
grab they can get Jameis Winston.
They don't want Jameis.
Oh.
You're elevating Jameis
Carson
Winston.
Wentz right there, man.
Brian, well, Will Howard may be the best quarterback in the draft. I like Ricky. I like Will Howard a lot.
From Ohio State.
Yeah,
I like
again.
I like the Notre Dame quarterback, Riley.
Yeah, I like Riley
Leonard
Leonard.
Riley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leonard
I
Riley.
like
Thank you.
the Syracuse quarterback,
McCord.
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 Yeah.
If I had to rank them, how about How about Milrow? Do you guys feel like a Milrow has?
I don't like. I don't like.
all?
I if you're stuck with them and you end up having to settle with them, then you'd be
Well, I
happy.
think he's
But
gonna go
otherwise,
pretty
I don't
high.
like it.
You know,
Well,
I see
Well,
the
then
Raiders.
That's
drafted
somebody that's
Milrow.
probably high as they pick him. Well, good for them, man. They
was
deserve
gonna
that
go
train
to
wreck
work.
of a.
Yeah,
you heard how I stuck that in, huh? You're
Yes,
like,
yeah, I heard
you might go
train
high.
wreck.
Well, they probably were high. They really were.
I heard the train wreck. I don't think I didn't hear that.
Don't like Milrow,
I
says
was going to
Ricky.
get a starting quarterback.
But then I
Then I
got
got
high. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Matt Batten.
Pick
hey,
my
how you
punter
doing,
first
Philly D?
before I pick.
I had to
And
go
now-
win a game because I was high. Cowboys speaking
Oh,
of Dart
shut
Lewis
up.
means 1 of 3 first picks will be on a QB. Yeah, see, that's a little scary, Ultra. And listen, I agree that that's the right move. But man, then that screams we need to trade down, Ultra, to get more picks. Because if that, I could see waiting until round 5. I could, or even moving up in 4 to get a D tackle.
Use some of your fives to go up.
I
yeah,
could
yeah.
see that.
There's plenty of them. There's plenty of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But how about this? All right, so
with pretty equal level too.
Randy, then Phil. How is this going to go? How is our first? What do you see happening, and what positions are drafted in order for us to get this quarterback? So, like in the first round, what do you see us taking, Randy?
Wide receiver.
And then what's the plan here? Are we going to go second round? What do you think we're going?
You better grab some a wide receiver early.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
would
think
do.
it's running back in round 2. I'm just going to prepare
I'm
everybody.
gonna be honest with you.
I'd say cornerback second.
Bingo.
I would agree. I would agree with cornerback, but if Booker or Jackson is there from
they're going
Ohio
in the first
State,
round, Randy.
I agree, but you never know.
You never know who slips. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, and if one of them slip, then they're going to draft but I agree with what Phil just said. If
I agree with
the
you.
guy from East Carolina is there, I can't think of his name. What's the guy's name?
What the hell's his name? What the fuck? Just had him tip of my tongue.
I'm just curious, Randy. I mean, and then I'll go to Phil. Like, how do you see this going? Or you guys can talk together. It doesn't matter.
Talking about corner? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm just saying. Like,
Yes, corner.
Yeah.
We have to have a corner if it's for sure that they think that he's not going. If Diggs is not going to be Siobhan Ravel, if he's there, or Harrison.
Harrison's. That's too early for that, though.
But we're hard up for.
Yeah, to me, Ravel's going in the bottom of the first, so he's not.
Yeah, and then in the third, the way they're talking about
is who you're looking at.
Yeah. Yep. Trey
yeah, one of them guys, and then the third, we got to draft a running back. We have to have a running back,
no doubt.
All right, so everybody just said that they're drafting a quarterback in round 2 or 3.
Well, I know Dallas.
If you trade back,
we can't afford to lose one of them 3. We have to have 3 starters in the first 3 picks that we make. We have to have the ready to play starters.
But they are meeting with Ewers. They're meeting with Dart. In order to get those guys, you need to take them with your second pick. I know Dart won't be there, but I'm just saying. You're meeting with Ewers. If you want Ewers, you got to take him at 44.
Ewers didn't impress me in the playoffs.
But it doesn't matter what we think. They like him.
I know. That's the problem. The Cowboys make decisions. I don't understand.
I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. When I look at the trade, like I agree with him in the sense of the first round wide receiver. When you look at what they're doing in the offseason, they're going defense a lot. So that means they're going to try to get their weapons in the draft. And you can see how their lack of trying to attack that number 2 kind of shows that. They're talking about the corners. I think they're more one of those, they don't bring the guys in that they know are going to be in those areas. And then they bring the guys that may slip, So I think that's what you see kind of their strategy is that, when the people are like, well, they didn't bring Genty in. Well, because, there's a chance there's a good chance that they'd be. And if he is there, we would pick him and stuff like that. So we don't need to bring him in.
They had to originally get Gentry.
Yeah. And so now you got Raiders and stuff like that that are there.
Chargers.
So Chargers, they have some running backs, but they always, Hardball, he loves his running backs.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I could see those 2 corner. I think that third one's a mystery, whether it's a defensive tackle or whether it's a running back. But yeah, I don't see us getting that quarterback if you're going to do it until the 5th round, maybe.
Well, and I'm going to throw out an unknown name, a tight end from LSU.
Mason Taylor.
Yes. Don't be surprised if we don't draft him in the 2nd round. And I know he's not a need, but our tight ends have sucked the last 2 years.
I think Dallas.
Dallas Goddard be available anyway.
Yeah. The only way I could see Dallas drafting a quarterback at 44. I could absolutely see it. And
I hope not.
I'm just telling you, that's what's about to happen. And I'm going to be.
Well,
I'm telling you.
Sorry, I was going to just say.
No, you go ahead.
Yes. No, your 2nd round. That would just add on to that 2nd round curse thing.
It would. That's the problem. We have to have a person that's going to start for us, not some backup quarterback. When was the last time we drafted
a quarterback in the 2nd round? No, that's normally a position player we can't get right.
That's true.
I don't know.
What, safety?
I'm not saying
those
I want
things,
it.
right?
Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys
Ricky Harmon's going to be long gone, brother. If Harmon's there at 44, somebody should be arrested.
Oh, Harmon would get scooped up.
I will say this: if Dart is there at 44, now I could see that.
Yeah, that one I could.
No, that's all right. No, he won't be there. Trust me.
Dart's
He won't be there. Dart will not be at 44.
No way.
I agree with
after
you.
that bowl game, man.
You know what we gotta
damn.
hope, guys? This is what we gotta hope. We gotta hope that here, let me see something.
Giants get Dart.
No, let me see something here. I just want to pause this.
No, he's
for a
talking about
second.
Genty being gone, man. He wants Genty
No,
gone
like
so they
the
can pay
second
back
round, okay.
Mario Hampton.
That's the temptation. That's
Here's
the
the
temptation.
deal.
You got Genty.
Here's the deal. In the second round, like we got to hope that Tennessee, right, it takes a position. It doesn't really matter in the first round, right? But we got to
Yeah.
hope that Tennessee or like Cleveland takes a quarterback, and let's say they take Dart, and let's say
Is this
Giants,
the second round? Is that what?
Yeah, we're talking second round,
Okay.
and then Tennessee takes a. You got to remember, you got Tennessee at 35, then you got the Raiders at 37. So there's a good chance that Dart and Ewers are going there. There is a very good chance of that. I'm telling you, Ewers, once you sit down with this kid, he's a very, very intelligent quarterback. You didn't see nothing at Texas that, I mean, it didn't play out the way it should have for him. He's a very, very talented player. He actually won a full boat to Ohio State, and then he ended up at Texas.
He got to be talented. If you play at Texas and Ohio State, you better be a bad ML.
You think that
I kind of hope that happens so we don't get either one.
I agree with you, Brian.
I give you prime example of that.
You think Pete Carroll's going to want to attach himself to a young guy that he's going to develop as being an older coach?
Well, yeah, but they went and got Geno.
That's all to say.
That's true.
Geno's
he is a quarterback coach.
You can go get a Ewers for a couple of years. Geno, he
just
knows
seems like if you got to go out and get Geno, that it'd be like one of those things. You got so many other positions you would need to get before you got that.
But we're talking
guy.
about paying Dak Prescott $60 million just last year and talking about taking a quarterback in the second round. So if we're going to do it, they're going to do it. Yeah, he was. Ewers was the number one high school recruit in the country. He's a very talented player. When you sit down and talk to him, I'm telling you, he's going to be a way better pro than he was a college player. I have a gut. I would not be upset if we ended up with the Cowboys. I just don't want to do it at 44.
I just see it flat. I just see it become flat.
And he played hurt. Yes, Ultra said he played hurt last year.
That is true.
But again, I'm not here to pump up.
Because look at the Eagles when they just signed Carson Wentz and then they drafted Hurts. Everyone thought they were crazy.
Well, you bring that up, Bobby.
That was so much fun, Robert.
You bring that up, Bobby, but that's the issue. You heard Jerry say, well, if he would have lasted a little longer, he loved Jalen Hurts. So
yeah, he did.
In their mind, they may have to take whoever they like in the second round, a la what the Philadelphia Eagles did with Hurts, while they still had Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting. I would rather not at 44. I know that upsets some of my Texas people in here. Just because of what Randy and Phil said, we have all these needs.
There'd be ones that would come out of the board on 44 that I would not be totally disappointed with, but I would be like, okay, you probably could have gotten a little bit better value there. Like if we got defensive tackle, like again, I keep harping on Toledo's Alexander.
I love him.
Yes,
Phil. He's a monster.
Yeah, he was originally projected to be in the 5th, 6th round. Now with all that stuff, he's now in the second. They're talking about it like that. So he could, if he, you picked him up at 44, it'd be one of those things where you're like, oh, okay, not the sexiest pick, but man, it's a really good pick though.
That's how deep the defensive tackles are. Now you got 1 tech and 3 tech, but you got Mason Graham, Derek Harmon, Tyleek Williams, Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant, TJ Sanders, Darius Alexander, Alfred Collins, Deion Walker. I mean, it's pretty darn impressive.
It goes on quite a bit.
CJ West, Jordan Phillips.
It goes on for a while.
And there's different shapes and sizes, but if you want the big boy, I did hear something interesting. I heard that Deion Walker played with a
dude. I talked about
the transfer process. You remember what Romo played with, a broken back? Those bones in your back. He played with that this year.
I told you, man, he was a big guy.
I pass on that. I'm sick and tired of us drafting players. Oh, but he had surgery on his back a few weeks ago.
No. I'm
Oh,
saying he had that. No, it heals by itself, but it's very painful. That's why he
But
played
game time,
upright at times.
that sounds like a Wentz syndrome right there.
No, it's just I mean,
Well,
it
it is like
happens to
6'6",
anybody.
3 something.
Yeah,
three,
yeah,
four
yeah.
I
weeks
still
ago.
pass on that though, Brian.
I'm not
sorry.
saying take him. I'm just saying it's impressive.
I know.
I'm
I
saying
know.
like the type of year that he had, and they're wondering why he was kind of stiff. Well, he had fucking broke his back. My back was broke, in the words of Mike Tyson.
I fell and I can't get up.
I broke my back.
So anyway,
Final.
keep in mind we still
What do
have
you mean by that?
42
My
million
back is
cap room. We
broken.
do more.
What, a vertebrae or
I
partial?
broke my back and
Spinal.
played 8 years of hockey, so there you go.
Yeah.
You
So
can't-
again, you could
you're-
find that it's called a transfer
wrong now.
process
All
or
these
something.
Freaking doctors, they shoot you up and you get 5 years out of somebody. They only
Oh,
have
boy,
like
do-
a
You'll
20%
pay for it
chance
20 years later.
of draft
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be very interesting. So make sure you like stay here. I got Phil's channel pinned at the top. Make sure you
Appreciate
hang with us throughout the draft.
So if the first 3 receivers
definitely gonna be
go
breaking it down.
before 12, Brian, do you trade back?
They're not going to be. That's a fact. But you know,
Let's say there is. Let's say hypothetically it is. Go ahead. What do you think?
Well, there's more receivers though.
Yeah.
There's
Well, yeah,
more.
but I don't think worthy of picking at that 12
you got
spot.
Ted McMillan.
Okay, let's say
Matthew
that. Boom.
Golden, Emeka
Boom.
Egbuka,
Okay, now stop. Now your
Luther
next
Burden.
one. Now is Burden worth the 12 spot for you?
Egbuka is not
No.
worth the 12 spot for me. So
Boom. Okay, there you go.
you know,
So that's what I'm saying. Like you would
I
want
like
to trade
him, but
back in it, or
I don't really want
or
to.
depending on whoever's there.
You know,
But
and I know
it
people
goes
get
back to what
mad
I
at
was
that.
saying.
No, I agree with you,
No,
Brian.
Burden's not bad. I mean, he's not terrible either.
Burden may be the
But,
best of the
but Burton's
bunch.
an
but
he's down-
unknown. Burton is an unknown. He's a little
He
bit
kind of reminds me a
scary.
little bit of Steve Smith.
I like
Yeah,
Steve Smith
Illuminor
a
out
little
of
bit
Stanford
downfield, you know, where he'll.
or Ayo Manor.
Regardless, you guys need to pick a receiver early. You don't want to end up going to the bottom of the
I
barrel.
like
I
Jaden
said.
Higgins out of Iowa State. A
I
little
like
bit more
Jaden
of
Higgins.
a
He's a big dude.
yeah.
body.
Jack Besh out of TCU, Jalen Royals. I mean, there's a lot of receivers, but if you want, you know,
That
like a
that guy
stud-
that if all of a sudden CD has to step out, you need that guy to step up into the number
No,
one.
I haven't heard them linked to Golden at all.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. There's ones that you just know if they're there that you pick. So you don't need to bring them in unless they're like, "What's 2
Now,
plus 2?" And he's like,
yeah, I'm sure they'll
Jello.
be there
And
for
you're
the
like,
Dallas
"Well,
day.
I don't want to bring that
Never
guy
mind.
in." Like, so
Maybe they're not. I mean, I'm sure he'll be in there for the Dallas day.
What happens if you guys sign Stephon Diggs? Are you still going after wide receiver?
Yeah. That's something that's again.
I don't think you guys you're going for Stephon Diggs. I
Again,
just
if
don't see that happening.
In my opinion, if that happens
yeah,
after the draft.
after the draft.
Yep,
After the draft,
exactly.
yep.
They may
Yeah,
even have
that
a
I
deal
can
in
see.
place with the kid and say, "Yo, like we're gonna circle back with you. We're gonna draft one, but we're gonna."
He's
you
definitely
know.
a prima donna.
I would rather get Lockett.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
that'd be
too.
great one.
But they have
He's
a
not
relationship
older
with
than
Diggs.
Still has some juice left.
I
know
don't
he's
care
coming-
either one, to be honest with you.
He's got the most fire, I think, out of the remaining.
Yeah, more like prune juice.
But you know, I don't know. I kind of think they need a
Oh, Jesse, thank you for another Giants player that you threw away today.
yeah,
So
you
we'll
got
take-
Yeah, I know.
yeah. What's
Yeah.
his name? What's his name?
Uchulawe or something. I don't know.
What's his
Oh,
name?
Chalupa.
Yeah,
Ojulari.
Ojulari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really didn't make very much of a difference. Screw
Now,
him.
he had 6 sacks last year. Nice little rotational player.
Nice little rotation,
Yeah,
okay, but
I
it
think
still
it's
doesn't
good.
matter. We're in
He's
rebuild.
better
so-
than Huff.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't
Ricky,
want
then
Huff, that's
all
for damn
about
sure.
Golden. I'll be curious to, you know, I mean, we're gonna find out, right? Like if they like Golden over Egbuka or what, you know, that's the thing. We're gonna find
How
out.
many days
So-
now are we 32 or something
Who's that?
for the draft? How many days? We got?
38. We're 38 days. What's up, Dan? How are you, brother? We're 38
think-
days away.
I think
Egbuka
Twiz just
runs
made
a
a
4.4.
fact. Says Dion will be your coach in 2 years after you pick Sidor.
Ooh.
Oh God.
For us or for
No, you're talking about the Giants.
Yeah, there you go. I believe that.
I was
That coach's
I'm
staff's
that
ready to
one
be
was
fired.
that one of those ones where like if Doctor Strange was here, he'd like it's one of the possibilities. It's like,
That would be good for the Giants. It'd bring a lot of players in.
That's it. I'm bringing an Infinity Gauntlet. I'm fixing this shit right now. Snap.
Yeah, Dave Thompson says Tet running a 4.48 puts him in the top 10. Yeah, I think he's going to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And it's funny because
That would
after
make
I
sense.
did the
That would make
mock,
sense.
I was just looking right before I went live, and I saw that Jordan, what's his name, Cam Jordan, says he wants to be in the draft room and he wants them to take Tet McMillan. So he's gone. Kellen Moore's gonna, he'll take a player like that, and that would make a lot of sense for them. I mean, they actually need offensive line, but he don't care. He's a quarterback. He wants a weapon, and he's gonna get.
Well, he may be like Jason Garrett, where he wants to build that old time, offense or whatever that. Yeah, we
I
gotta
thought
get a
maybe
running
they
back.
would take the LSU the offensive tackle.
Tackle.
I almost did that with my mock draft and make it LSU, stay in the state, best lineman in the draft if he's there. But I just think Kellen Moore can't help himself. So, but that could happen.
Remember, when Wisconsin too got a lot of good low line too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just mean for that pick.
Yeah. Wisconsin is rich of old linemen and running backs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at myself. I'm like, yum, I need some of this.
And again, Dan, everybody's getting hyped up about Tet's 40, but again, all you gotta do is watch the film. He doesn't get a lot of separation.
I'm not excited about no men running around in their underwear.
What's that, Phil?
Yeah. Thank you, exactly, man. That's why we didn't go to the combine.
Yeah. But I mean,
no, I agree.
yeah.
When you watch some of these films, you watch their hands. Are they catching the ball? Like, are they, they might need that separation, but how are they catching the ball? So it's just
And
like
their
that.
feet movement.
Your feet, yeah, exactly. So when you watch Tez, like it's amazing tape. He does have some amazing tape. And same thing I say for Tech McMillan, where it's nice to watch him get out there and the quarterback to throw up the ball to him.
I just love the fact that Golden Man ran a 4.2.
There's a lot of people out
4.28.
there that say the combine doesn't matter. It does matter because number one, it shows work ethic. When you skip the combine, I wouldn't want you on my team at all, like Shadur did. That's showing me that you may or may not show up to practice.
But you know that they're going to have a pro day, Bobby. I understand what you're saying. Like when you're that high of a pick, none of them ever really do anything. He went and did the interviews, which is the important thing, and he got the medicals. So, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I think what the combine is for is really for the medical. Let's be honest, because you can't go to 25 clubs that might be interested in drafting you or 30 clubs and do 32 x-rays and 32 MRIs. You'll literally be glowing, So they bring you to the combine and do one set of testing for all 32 teams.
We wanted to tackle him. He was radiating.
More importantly, they do the interview.
No, if he's in for Seattle, he'll
and
look
they
good.
do the background check where they dig into everything. That's why we heard
Interviews
about the Tennessee edge rusher. We heard about Mike Green. We heard about all the BS. We heard, the guys dropping and stuff like that. It's all BS, man. Just it is what it is.
I think it does play a little bit.
Yeah, it helps.
Not a lot, but it does. Like Jackson Dart, I watched his combine. I'm like, holy crap! I want this guy on.
I was brought on the Dart. I mean, I knew
Don't
who
touchy,
he was.
Rob. Don't touchy.
I knew who he was, but when Randy was talking about Dart, I really looked at him. I'm like, wow, okay. I mean, I just like the player.
And Jesse was going, yes.
So,
I watched Dart all throughout. I watched Dart all throughout the year last year in the SEC because y'all know I live in the SEC country. It was between him and the guy down at LSU. It was between them. Going at it.
Is it Hutzmeyer or something like that?
Nussmeier.
Nussmeier, yeah.
Nussmeier.
Yeah, they was going at it between who was the best QB was in the conference. And, I was like, these two dudes is kicking ass throwing the ball.
Do you know what is amazing to me, Phil? I'm looking at the draftable prospects by Ole Miss. They have Walter Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
They have
I
Princely
forgot about Moses.
Human Yalen. They have Jackson Dart. They have Trey Harris. They have Trey Amos. They have Jared Ivey. They have linebacker Chris Paul. They have defensive tackle J.J. Pegues. And then there's a few more, but
So they got some ones that are
it
high on
makes
each
you
position.
wonder.
Yeah.
Why they weren't better.
Well, what was their record this year? Do we know?
Well, I mean, they were in the bowl game, right?
No, they had over 10 wins. They
only lost
I
like
think
2 games, I thought.
they was 1 win. They was at least 1 win away from going to the playoffs because they stayed in the top 10, all last year.
Yeah. And we heard that they're in on Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan, 6'4", or 300 pounds, very explosive.
Big boy.
You got Trey Amos, 6'1". He runs a 4'4", 195 pounds. I like Trey Amos. Now, Ultra did a thing where we took
Could knock you off your route a little bit.
a wide receiver and then came back with Amos in the second. There comes in Mr. Negative.
That's what I'm saying, man. You got to get to me, in those first two, if you can get that position to where you would play normal big bucks, because if you can have a Diggs, a Bland, and then your third corner is something that you would be a starter on the outside or something like that, that'd be amazing. But hey, it's got to fall for you.
So let me ask you guys this: if we go with a receiver, it doesn't matter. Just pick a receiver in round one.
Golden.
Yeah, get him early. Like I
Yeah,
said,
it
get him
doesn't
early.
matter. Just like we go with a receiver in round one, and then in round two, let's just say that they take a quarterback. Okay, round two. Then you're done with the corner. Really, there's only a couple corner. It's not a very deep cornerback class.
There's
So,
2 or 3 of them that could fall to you right there.
I think you have to if you go wide receiver 1, you got to go corner 2.
Yeah,
And then you'd have to go
You can find a quarterback
running back.
like
wide receiver.
back.
I mean, then you'd have to go a quarterback 3.
Running
and
back.
then let me finish. That's what I'm saying. If you go
Oh,
wide
okay.
receiver, corner, if everybody's saying we need a corner, and then you go with I lost my train of thought. You go
quarterback.
yeah, you go quarterback in round 3, right? Let's just say that's what they do. Well, then you're gonna have to trade up in the 4th to get a running back. And then, so you could get a running back in the 4th if you trade 2 of your 5s to move up.
Yep, I agree.
And then you're going to take, with your 1-5 that you have left, is you're going to draft a defensive player in the 5th. So if you take a quarterback high, that's the route you're going to have to take. Or you're not going to get a corner. And I got news for you. Trey Amos may not be there in the second round. I think he
but
will,
I mean, what is there? You have to me, when I look at the talent, Wanye's brother.
Yes.
Do you not think I think he could
Florida
be there.
State.
Florida State. Yeah, I will
He's
watch him
right
down
after
here.
Trey Amos in a lot of mocks,
And
but they may
Siobhan
like him
Reveal,
ahead of him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, that guy could be sitting there at 44, where there's a lot of them. You'll see sometimes he gets slipped into that first round, so he does have that ability to go up there. But I think he'd be sitting there at the second, and get Wanye and them together.
Yeah, well, let me rattle
off.
off.
If you're gonna start reuniting brothers, you might as well hit that pair first.
I like what you're thinking. Now, I'm out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you a lot of these good players that y'all are mentioning, they're not gonna be in the first and second round. I'm telling you, some of these players are gonna drop in 3rd, 4th, maybe 5th.
You think, Thomas?
And I don't know about any of
It
these
happened like that last year.
You never
Think
know
about
if
it.
somebody could. Yeah.
All of these sexy players we talked about last year dropped.
I would think
All
of
these
this. You
players
figure. Let
in
me
the first
rattle
round
off.
dropped.
You got Travis
Yeah.
Hunter's going to be gone. Will Johnson is most likely going to be gone before we pick. Jade Barron, Siobhan Reveal. I think those 4 are all going in. I think all 4 of those are going in the first round. Then you got Benjamin Morrison out of Notre Dame. In no particular order. Then you got Trey Amos, and then Azare Thomas, and then Maxwell Harrison. So, and then you got Darian Porter out of Iowa State.
Iowa
Who
State.
I mean out of Iowa. Yeah, Iowa State. I like him
Iowa
too.
State.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean there are, but none of these guys are probably going to make it to 75. Maybe Hairston, and he's the one I like the least out of that bunch.
Yeah.
Just because he went to Kentucky, and I have flashbacks of Boss Man Fat. So I agree with Phil. I forgot about Thomas out of Florida State. So I would be okay with him too. Actually, I think I might like Thomas a little better than Amos. So I forgot about him. But yeah, it'll be interesting. But I kind of think if you want a corner, it's got to be in the first or second round, like a receiver. So that's telling me that running back, don't get your hopes up. Well, Marion Hampton's going in the first round. I'm telling you, he's going in the bottom of the first
That's
round.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you might as well wait on running back.
Let's say you trade now. Give me a scenario where you trade back and pick that running back out of Mario Hampton. Now tell me what happens.
What do you mean?
Let's say you trade back. You go from 12, you go to 21.
Right.
And you pick, and you're going for a Mario Hampton right in that spot. Okay. But what'd you trade back for? From 12 to 21.
You would get a third round pick.
You think a third?
Yeah.
You want a second?
Yeah.
I don't know that you'd get a second. There's only one team at multiple twos.
I doubt you
That's
get a second.
Buffalo.
A third, yeah. I see.
If you go from 12 to
definitely for a
21,
third.
you'll get a 21 and a third round pick. Dallas.
Who's 21? Who's
yeah.
sitting at 21?
Uh,
Steelers.
or
So
maybe
let's
a
say the
future- a
Steelers
future?
want to go up and get Genty because they don't have Harris, you know?
yeah.
So, you know, let's
Or
say something like
whoever.
that drops.
Or
And they're
Or
eager to get
remember-
up there.
Or Tyler Warren or whoever.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
remember when I said just a second ago, don't be surprised if San Francisco get Jackson Dart.
I would have.
Don't be surprised
I don't
if
think
Pittsburgh
so.
get his ass in the first round. Remember,
Okay,
they
yeah,
need a
stop
quarterback.
jinxing me, Thomas.
But I'm trying, but like what we're talking about,
Stop
guys,
jinxing
is
me.
me and Phil are trying to
Stop what?
Stop jinxing me, Thomas. You're killing me.
like what we're trying to do is talk
I
about the
understand.
Cowboys and how we're going to shape our draft. So
I understand this.
that's
Listen,
what we're talking about,
Nick Baum
guys.
was picked high. Zeke was picked high. Did any of those teams win a Super Bowl? So I totally agree with what you're saying.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
you do not want to have a running. I could care less about a running back at 12. I think it would be a disaster.
Running back at 12. We got like 50 billion of them.
No. What I'm saying is, I don't want a running back at 12. I don't.
Exactly.
I don't. So, but just looking at it, I mean, there is a lot of ways we could go, guys. We could go corner in the first. We could. I mean, you know, I don't know how they're thinking. We're just looking at, the possible scenarios. Because you could go corner in the first, right? You could go if Will Johnson drops, then you're looking at probably a Trey Harris, Elick Aymanure in a second. That's probably about it for second round receivers. I think like Restrepo's are going to go in a third. I don't believe he's going to go in the second round, only because I think Jaden Higgins possibly could go in the second round.
Third, yeah.
But I don't know.
Just
It's
depends on
just
where
very
people
interesting how this draft is going. But
Well,
anyway.
one thing, Brian. One thing. One thing that will affect this this draft as another draft, but not about 10, 15 years ago. Social media.
Yeah.
That will shake the tree off there. One big boo boo. Somebody does a big boo boo, and they are young, dumb, and full of cum.
Is Wade in the house?
Drop
What's up,
down.
Wade?
Just smoke mess.
He's been floating around.
Are you all right, bro? What are you doing?
Shit, just here at the house.
Yeah, chilling.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
Here,
Waiting for the off season to be over.
here comes Momo to tell us
Mo.
that everything we're doing is wrong. Mark Hutchinson, we have too many cornerbacks right now. Phil, how
You
many
can never have many quarterbacks.
But do we have good cornerbacks?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean.
Do we have
Can't
a
have
starting? Like, yeah, exactly. Would
Eagles
Dig start
picked
right now?
first round. I mean, it makes sense. That
I
load
wouldn't,
up,
Dan.
stop the pass. Look what they did to Mahomes. They stopped the pass, loading up on cornerback.
I mean, last year we kind of were really short by a certain point, right?
No Dart. I like Mambu better. Yeah. No Dan.
Yes,
I like
thank you,
Mambu.
I appreciate that.
No, he said no Dan.
I just say the
Exactly. No
Cowboys
Dart.
Go ahead, Momo.
go get Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, all these all the quarterbacks. Bring okay. Let's do that.
Why?
Yeah, so I need to bring in a veteran quarterback. I'd rather have Wilson, and we'll get up. But I got a little quarterback, and then that's it. You have to trade him, and that's it.
Or get to Teddy Bridgewater. Bring him in there.
Oh, that's the one I was talking about. Teddy Bridgewater is supposed to be interviewing over there at with the Giants. What the hell was I thinking?
Teddy B.
Yeah, let him get on there. But because end of the day, Dak is going to get hurt some point in this year. He's going to get hurt.
You're already jinxing Mr. Meat on the Bone already.
Don't wish injury on anybody, bro.
I'm not. I'm just saying he's injury. I mean, is apparently he can't stay upright, and he got.
Hey, Bob.
Okay, let me just say this.
One at a time.
Let me
Go ahead,
say
Momo.
say this about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott got hurt because people were saying he wasn't running the ball. When he ran that one time he did run, he gets hurt.
All right,
Sounds
go
like
ahead.
RG3.
Don't talk about that scrub to me.
It's just a bunch. It's just a hunch, but I bet the first pick is a defensive tackle, Hallie Pierce. Yeah, I don't know about that, Hallie. I really do think it's going to be a wide receiver or a corner with our first pick.
So, Momo, if it was your team, would you want to draft a quarterback or bring an old guy that needs to retire in?
If I don't have one quarterback, I'll bring somebody in before the draft.
No way. Not at the money they want. Rodgers sitting on the beach wanting $40 million. Come on now.
That's a going rate for starting quarterback.
Speaking of Rodgers, we could talk about that. He's getting ready to sign with Minnesota. What do you guys think of that?
I figured that much. I told you he wants to beat his old team.
You're taking the Brett Favre path. That's what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, but is this kid ready? Is this kid recuperate from his injuries? That's what I want to know.
My thing is this: if you're JJ McCarthy, would you be like, guys, why did you draft me? Now he hasn't played it down, so he shouldn't say that.
No, I mean, yeah, exactly. He's the one that got hurt, man. It's not them. They had to go with a backup plan.
How did he get hurt? How did he get hurt again?
Preseason, right?
Preseason, yeah.
I think it was
I
preseason.
understand your take.
Or training camp, one of those things. I think
ready to win next year. So why bring in waste your money on a veteran quarterback?
Every team needs a veteran quarterback. That's a give and take. That's what.
Yeah, especially if you're rebuilding. You got to teach the kids something.
Guys, Rodgers is going to cost about 30 or 40 million.
He's not
going to teach the new kid
He ain't
anything.
taking less than 40.
Yeah, but
the same thing that Favre. The same thing that Favre did to what's his name?
The Jets.
What Favre did to Aaron Rodgers. He didn't show anything.
Well,
Rodgers will get hurt running in with the flag this year if he comes back.
But here's the thing. I guess people don't understand game time. That's the going rate for a starting quarterback. And that's the one who sits on the bench. He's supposed to get $40 million. If he's
not sitting on his ass for 2 years.
Yeah, he's not going to be sitting on his ass. He's going to be the starting quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that's what he's going to get.
Yeah, that's the starting range.
So just
I can see the Cowboys drafting Ewers in the second round if he's there.
Ewers sucks. He was a horrible college quarterback.
Come on, he don't suck.
He'd be perfect.
Why does he suck, Momo? Because of his college career?
His college career, he can't throw the ball. He got a noodle forearm. He has a noodle forearm.
No, he doesn't.
I know that.
And he's Brady-esque, right, Momo?
Hold up. He does not have a noodle arm, Momo. I'm not.
Okay, is this the same one? You talking the guy from Texas?
Again, he doesn't. All the scouts have seen him. He's going to do his workout. You know, he was the #1 recruit in the country coming out of high school. He's got a gun. His problem was he was recruited by Ohio State. I don't know the reason why he left Ohio State, went to Texas. It just didn't work out. Yeah, for him. He never really got into a rhythm. I actually think, Momo, I'm not endorsing him in Dallas. I'm just saying if he can come in and sit for a couple years, I think this dude's going to be really good. That's all I'm saying. But,
Did you see him play in college?
I did.
And how did he play in college?
He was spotty. He played hot. He was hot and cold.
Outstanding.
He had some good moments and then not.
Yeah, look at how
moments.
Tom Brady played in college. Kind of turned out to be the greatest quarterback ever. But
Man,
you
that's
know,
a hell of a.
No, he isn't. No, he isn't. As per Momo, no, he isn't. Remember.
Don't y'all think that this is all a smokescreen and Dallas is going to draft the right way? I mean, we can't afford to draft a quarterback in the first 3 rounds.
But you guys remember
Not having
remember,
a fourth round pick.
Remember, you
They-
got a quarterback on one leg.
I could see them drafting a quarterback in the second round.
They could, you could be right, Randy, in the sense they're trying to make the teams jump in front of them to pick a quarterback instead of another position they want. So yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah, because let's face it, who saw Mozzie Smith being drafted when he was drafted? I didn't, and I know a lot of you guys.
We all didn't. We all didn't. See, that's
I think
the
they're
reason
playing
why,
smoke screen here.
I'm not banking on the draft for our team to massively improve just because.
Well, hey, wait! Just because you aren't doesn't mean the Joneses aren't.
Yeah.
No, I know they're banking on the draft. I know they're banking on the draft. I'm just saying that our second round picks have been pretty garbage over the years. I'll take a quarterback. I just
you'd rather
why not?
You'd rather curse the quarterback position for that mess?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a backup quarterback right now,
and
so
your quarterback's running around on one
yours
leg right now.
would be fine.
We do. We have Will Greer. What are you talking about, guys?
No, you don't.
Oh, hell, I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Damn.
Will Greer is on the roster. He took number
Greer.
15. He took number 15 and everything.
Hey, Phil, I think the Cowboys are doing the smoke screen like you said. I believe the Cowboys is going to take a wide receiver in that first pick, the first round. That's what they're going.
That'd be a mistake.
Why?
I don't think so.
They can get good receivers in the second.
Wide receiver,
not a
in
number
the first
2,
round.
not a true number 2.
There's only 5 that are good.
I think they're going to acquire all their weapons in the draft as far as for offense.
Yeah, I think they go
like
to
I
offensive
said.
lineman. They'll get one in the second or third round. They could get a good offensive lineman in the second or third round.
Plenty of offensive linemen.
Receivers and running backs. I think the Cowboys are going heavy receivers and running backs, but they're going to solidify everything else with free agency. You don't need to draft offensive linemen. Just sign Will Hernandez. There's offensive linemen out there still that can come in.
Hey, Brian, did you see the number change?
I agree with you.
I did. Here, let's go over the number change. I have it right
this
here.
This was good.
And
I'll be right back, guys. I got to stamp out for a second.
All right. This is the one that number change. Phil, Randy.
I like some of them. I like some of the choices.
Yeah, I want your opinion. Number 2, Wanye Thomas.
Yeah, takes I like it.
Number 3, Dante Fowler.
That's interesting. That's an interesting one.
So he took Brandon Cook. So that
Brandon
means
Cook.
He gone.
Cut the door of Brandon Cooks. That's it.
15, Will Greer. Who cares? Number 20 was.
Oh, man.
All right.
Number
what?
I'm messing.
Here, I'll do it again. Number 15, Will Greer.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Woo! Our backup quarterback, baby.
I'm going to get the one that's going to make me sick. But number 20, Kyer Elam. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of iffy.
We'll see. Well, hopefully he's running back interceptions.
No, I'm not saying the player. I'm saying the number with the player. That's what we're talking about. Buddy
not
Johnson,
bad for a corner.
number 23. He's a linebacker.
That one doesn't go together.
That does seem right.
Miles Sanders, 27.
I like it.
But let's be honest. He's probably not.
He ain't gonna make the team.
Probably.
This next one is annoying to me. They gave out my favorite running back of all time.
33
to Javonte Williams. What are we doing, boys? I guess they're running out of numbers and they don't have.
They don't really retire numbers. Yeah.
-0.
Jack Sanborn, number 57. You like that?
Yeah, I can see that. That's good.
It's a good number.
I like this next number. This next number is exciting. Kenneth Murray Jr., 59.
Mike
Okay.
Edmonds.
That win.
That's an old Mike Edmonds number.
Yeah.
Robert Jones.
No, he was 58. I'm sorry.
Robert Jones, number 65. Paris Campbell, who I think should be a single digit, is 80.
He should be freaking number 3.
You know, makes no sense. And Solomon Thomas is a good number. He takes
yeah.
D-Law's number. Bye-bye, bitch.
Yeah. I know he's for sure not going back.
Hey, don't worry, Brian. Paris Campbell's Paris name number will be free.
What number is Solomon Thomas, Brian?
90.
90.
That's a nice
number. You know what's good about Javonte Williams? They use him on a split back system, so he still might have some legs under him. You know?
Again, everybody's getting overly worked up about these running backs, and oh my God, like Loyal's getting all upset. Our starting running back, Bobby, is going to be whoever we draft, and that's how it should be. But these guys are going to have a role. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what Miles Sanders has left.
I'm not like
out of all these contracts, let me just say this real quick, Bobby. You know how much money they have in guaranteed? I heard the number today. Out of all the contracts, out of everybody that they signed, you know how much guaranteed money out of all these players that they signed?
Well, I'm gonna guess
20 million.
$7.5 million in guaranteed.
I was about to say 8.
$7 million.
That's good.
Over all the players. Now, obviously, if
okay, Brian,
they're going to make more than that, but I'm saying at the very least in guaranteed money, $7 million. That's everybody.
Yeah, but Brian, haven't you said that? Did they just sign a lot of these guys just to shut us up and not force the issue to go after
a lot of
players?
The guys that they brought.
No,
I do like
that had a whole lot to do with it.
No, a lot of these guys they brought in were high on their draft boards, in the past.
I like the
So
defense.
they're banking on they'll get a hold of them and can take advantage and maybe coach them up and bring out what they saw.
They're better at defensive end this year than they were last year.
Yeah, they're doing.
But
they're
then
doing
you have
what
a
the
couple of
Raiders
them.
did.
They're better at linebacker this year than they were last year.
Yeah, I
they're
agree.
doing
a couple
what
of
the
them that are
Raiders
gonna fill a
did in the
role.
70s and 80s, just acquiring all first-round pick talent that teams gave up on.
Yeah, and you're not going to hit with everybody. Like that, Peyton Turner's not going to give you pass rush, but boy, is he going to help stop the run because that's what the type of player he is.
I'm okay with that.
Again,
You got shake one on this conference. You better stop that run.
I like what they did. I don't really care what the trolls think. You're going to find out. And if we're wrong, we're all going to know it. But I like Kenneth Murray. Again, Phil, he was the captain of his team last year on defense.
He was a top.
Again, he played in 14 games, Phil, and he had 96 tackles. He's a decent player,
Brian,
Phil.
this dude is a beast. Brian, this dude is a beast. I saw him play in person last
is
year.
he perfect? He's
one
no,
of the
he's not perfect.
games.
But
He's
not injury prone, that's for sure.
And
then he's not injury prone.
And then you got the Chicago linebacker who they're not happy that they lost. Is he a Pro Bowler? No, but he's a heartbeat of the team. He's a glue. Sanborn.
Yeah, they said
he reminds me of a little bit.
Fan base is pissed about him being.
That's what I heard.
He reminds me a little bit of Anthony Hitchens, where
Hitchens. Maybe a little bit of Del Rio.
We had him, and we were like, okay, you let him walk. He goes and get a contract, somewhere else, and then he ends up, playing for Kansas City.
As he
but
should.
That right there kind of ends up. That reminds me a little bit there, where he's a sideline to sideline. He's just there. Obviously, it's like. You say he's not a Pro Bowler, but I could see some potential.
He's serviceable.
There. Yeah, he's serviceable.
He's good.
I like what they did.
Worry about their offense, and they forget about the defense sometimes and let a player slip away.
You know what I like,
Solomon
Bobby?
Thomas.
You know what I like, Bobby? And I again, everybody says, "Oh, he sucks. He sucks." That would be like, "Oh, well, Azeez Ojulari, he stinks." Well, no, that's not fair to say that. Just because he had 6 sacks, he's going to fit different on your team than he did with the Giants. I like the fact that a lot of these guys, like I love the interview with Kaiir Elam. He is underachieved, but he is a very high talented individual. He has immense talent.
Coaching. That's all you need is coaching for him.
He runs fast. He's tall. He's lanky. He's going to play the slot. We'll see if he can do it.
30 degrees and snow to a dome, they play better too.
But he has attitude, and he's trying to prove people wrong. Even if it's not for Dallas down the line, even if it's to get himself a big deal elsewhere, I like having a bunch of guys that are pissed off, trying to prove something, rather than going out. No offense to Eric Hendricks, you're welcome back, but there's no room for you, bro. I mean, to bring a 33-year-old guy in who's at the end. I'd rather go young and give me some guys who are fighting.
They've been
for
saying Bobby
life.
Wagner at the end for about 50 years now, still doing it.
Okay, great.
The two guys I like to be picked up was Dante Fowler and I like Solomon Thomas. I like what Thomas is going to be able to do in this defense.
My whole
Solomon
thing
Thomas.
is there's nothing wrong with acquiring older players if they still produce. I don't know why everyone's so poo-pooing on older players. I don't understand.
Solomon Thomas is the best
Too many old players ain't
technique
getting you nowhere.
backup that we've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like behind Osa, we haven't had.
Osa, that's
last year we were so out of position, trying to put square pegs in round holes with this position flex BS.
Yeah. It was
Solomon
bad.
Thomas is a hell of a rotational lineman.
Wade, I have one argument against that.
What's that? He doesn't stop the run. He's not there to stop. He's a backup.
No,
to
he's a
Osa.
pass rushing. Yeah, he's an Osa backup.
He's not there to stop the run. He's the backup to Osa.
Or you team him up with Osa when you need him on third down rushes and
Bingo
stuff
on
like that.
passing downs.
He's brought in. He's brought
Bobby,
in.
you're
for
right. We need to address
situational player.
like you're right, Bobby. We need to address a one technique, and that's what we're going to get in the draft.
Big time.
That's what we're going to get. Peyton Turner's going to help with that. He's 6'6.5". He's a beast. He plays edge and tackle. He's going to be able to slide in.
Well, Turner replaces Goldston, right?
Yes, but he also has that flex where he's not a good pass rusher, but he will stop the run. He's stout. He will not go backwards.
It's all about rotation.
Yeah,
rotation.
that's all I'm saying. Like we do need that superstar. Yeah, I mean opposite Micah, that would be great. But people are forgetting that we got Sam Williams coming back, who hurt himself last in what spring in a preseason.
Training camp.
Yeah.
You guys got train wrecks that season.
He got his nip for the first week of training.
So he should be ready to roll, and there's a reason why we had let Fowler go and all those guys go because we had Sam Williams. He just so happened that he got hurt. Sam Williams
got hurt in the first Sunday of training camp.
Yeah.
What about Nealon?
Nealon was hurt more like the fourth or fifth game of the season.
Yeah, I remember that.
I haven't seen a season like that in a long time.
Yeah, that's all. And
got decimated. It was crazy.
We have, Bobby. We have.
We weren't saying that we were going to the Super Bowl because we knew better, but if nobody can be honest that we just got unbelievably derailed by injuries, and it is what it is.
They started playing better without Dak. They benched Jaden Daniels in that game. I don't know what the hell was going on. They started playing with
Momo don't want to admit that, but we benched his ass. Not once, but
He has a selective memory.
Yeah, I saw that game. You're right. I saw that game.
Rumor has it, Bobby. Rumor has it is that the Eagles. Somebody within the Eagles reached out to Mike Zimmer, before the playoff game, as about how to play. Yeah, I heard it on the radio from a Dallas radio. Zimmer.
Yeah, because Mike Zimmer just shut Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Mike Zimmer was talking to somebody on the Eagles about how to stop Jaden Daniels, and Eagles did a pretty darn good job in that playoff game. So,
a mole. You had a mole
again.
Good to have connections.
Yeah, and that's everybody. You have to play a certain way. That's so. I mean, it worked out for the Birds, but it is what it is. And Ultra's right. We made Daniels.
They remind me of the Miami Dolphins, who went out and signed all these old ass free agents. And yes, Wade, I'm gonna
Get him.
knock some of these older guys around, because the last Super Bowl we were in, our youngest guy was 28 on the line, and that was Reddick. And our oldest guy was
CZ,
28.
I missed your super chat.
Super
Sorry,
Bowl
brother.
on the defensive line. So, I mean, you can have one or two veterans, but it's all young man's game now, and rotation.
The veterans are there. They show the way. I mean, the
I'm
young
not,
bucks are the ones
I'm
that
not
lead the
saying
way.
you need to have like everyone needs to be old, but what I'm saying is if there's older players out there and they're still producing and there hasn't been a fall off yet, you got to keep giving them the benefit of the doubt till they fall off.
It depends what money they want.
I mean, you can't say Bobby Wagner's over the hill, but yet he almost leads the league in tackles every damn year till he doesn't. I'm not going to say he's washed or he's over the hill.
He will be this year. Don't worry. Washington's going down. They're like the old Miami who signed all those players and had the super team.
It's like Tom Brady, man. I was waiting for Tom Brady to fall off a cliff for like 80 years. Man, he's going to fall.
Agree.
Man, you're talking about anomaly there, bro.
Well, I agree with Bobby Wagner thing to a certain point, but it depends on when he's tackling. Is he tackling 5-6 yards past the line of scrimmage? Is he up behind? So where he's tackling as well can matter, because he's your middle linebacker. He should have your highest tackles out of everybody on your damn team. Let's just be real. So where he tackles, I think that's a big thing. But I will agree with you that Bobby Wagner does produce. I mean, that's the truth.
He's got some juice left in the tank.
It's the same thing with Kendricks. He's pretty solid linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be able to.
But those guys would be odds and ends on a team like a team that's ready to go.
Relatively stayed healthy too. So
Sanborn comes in and takes the Kendrick role right there. It's like he's going to be able to teach that defense to the other guys.
Bobby Wagner was part of a defense that gave up 52 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but my whole thing is why not have Kendricks and the guy they just brought in?
Bobby Wagner was part of a defense that gave up 52 points.
55.
Keep not hugging on Bobby Wagner. He was a liability in that game. So against the real good teams, Wade,
we'd have had Bobby Wagner fucking 4 years ago. The last 4 years, defense would have been a whole lot better. I can promise you that.
This Bobby Wagner got cooked against the Eagles. They used him like a redheaded stepchild, and that's no
Bobby
offense
Wagner
to any
is literally better than every linebacker on our team at like 80 years old right now. I don't want to hear
that. Bobby Wagner got belts to ass.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner got.
Come on now, Kendricks is better than every linebacker we got on our team.
He got ran like a lot lizard, and you of all people know exactly what I mean.
I don't you guys don't
oh God,
that worries me a little bit if I was a Dallas fan.
He's a solid linebacker, Twiz. I'm messing. He is, but he's not.
It's like offensive line. It's like hey, offensive line. He can stay here as long as he wants to, as long as he's still good.
Yeah. See you, Hallie. You have a good night. We're gonna get out of here shortly. But
of course, Zach Martin. You could tell the drop off was happening pretty quick.
Yeah, unfortunately, with that offensive lineman coach. So.
Coach.
Yeah, he knew what the hell he was doing.
Klein. Overshown was better than Wagner. I thought so too. He got hurt.
Yeah.
I think Overshown is better than Wagner.
Yeah, but that's what makes Bobby Wagner so damn good is he's never hurt.
I agree, Dan.
That's what I'm trying to say is like you can't survive in the NFL if you're getting hurt all the time.
Yeah.
That's Dak.
I know.
We'll see what Bobby Wagner
I mean,
does.
Dan, that's all we've done is sign linebackers and draft linebackers that get hurt. Van Der Esch, Smith, Overshown.
We drafted Smith after he had a catastrophic knee injury and tried to and then had the audacity to pay him. Like, what did we give him? $40 million?
I had no clue why you guys did that.
I mean,
Wade, I know you're frustrated right now, but you have to admit, with the new front office, they are trying and making some moves. So I'd be a little excited.
My front office, they're making moves. My biggest issue with the front office is they're stupid because they will literally keep Van Der Esch. Oh, we're good, and Bobby Wagner sitting out there. It's so fucking irritating. It's like this motherfucker isn't going to make it through the season. Y'all know that.
But Yeah.
Well, this is when you were 12.
Like,
and
come
5.
on,
They're
like
doing
there's just so much shit. They're just so stupid about, or are they just
They're doing a
oblivious to?
great job.
But you got to
I
go
I
forward
walk
from
away.
here. I understand. You got to keep moving forward.
I agree with walk away. It's that trifling ham scam bullshit that they do.
Oh, we'll be good with one linebacker coming into the year. Like, what do you mean?
I
Like,
think
the
our,
dude doesn't say
we got
help.
Joneses.
We got Marquise Bell. What are you talking about?
I do think
You
that
won't
our
just
front.
turn a safety into a linebacker. Like, I don't know who thinks about this shit in the Cowboys organization. Like, I
What's
don't.
up, Mouse?
Well,
Well,
Dan
they
Quinn,
put
man.
Like I said, all roads lead to Joneses.
No, but no, because what makes me upset is like, who is it? Dan Quinn. I know damn well wanted Bobby Wagner here. Who the hell in the front office was saying no to that shit?
Steve.
Yeah,
But
but
they eat McDonald's. Salt.
this go beyond Dan Quinn. This go beyond Dan Quinn.
I do think that our front office gets too close to the players instead of not treating it like a regular business.
Yeah, they value
like-
their guys they draft too much. It's just come to
Yes,
grips. Sometimes the guys you draft suck.
we wait too long to discard our players where Philly's doing a good job of rotating their players out
Yeah,
when
Philly
they have
don't
to.
waste any time. They just let fuck it. You're done. You're out of here. You're gone.
And Bill Belichick used to do the same thing. So, I mean, I do agree with Wade on that portion of it. I do believe, though, this year I have a better outlook of at least our ownership is trying to do some things differently. I do believe that I'm a little bit more excited of our coaching staff this year because I could not stand McCarthy, especially after the Green Bay game. He coached there a year too long. So I think the things that we have to look positive.
Anything off the menu he had every week.
I know. I agree. I mean, you know, our coaches. I think we're in a better situation right now. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
let the coaches coach, and let the the guys drafting do their thing. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, Phil, I heard a weird, like an interesting thing. You know who's mentoring Ewers? Phil?
No.
Mike McCarthy.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I heard that he was being a quarterback something.
Yeah, he's
somewhere.
mentoring Ewers from Texas.
Quarterback
and
guru.
I was just kind of interested about interesting, and he also helped Brian Schottenheimer prepare for his interview. So maybe it's not as, you know, he just didn't
He
feel
cursed him.
well, he didn't feel like he didn't feel like he wanted to coach here under what the Joneses anymore. But he's still actually pretty close to the organization. I just thought that was interesting. So, you know, I was surprised when I heard that.
You know, when I saw
a peek
Brian
behind the curtain
into that Green Bay game, and then before the game, he went out to lunch with him and was wearing that brown jacket, like showing off like he was Lombardi, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah,
They're
right.
playing Green Bay in Green Bay in like a playoff. You don't do that shit.
you gonna piss him off? Go ahead, piss him off.
Hey, it could be bad for us. Look at the Giants. Who do they have at quarterback right now? DeVito? That's it.
We got the Well, he's good at delivering pizzas, so maybe delivering football too, though.
Yeah, they're. I'm sorry, man.
Go into a season
I
like
need
this.
you guys to get better so you don't end up getting Arch Manning. That's the problem.
That's what scares me.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
That's not worry too much right now.
years.
It's all right. I'll
Don't
live
worry,
eventually.
Don't mess it up somehow, some way.
Okay, see, here we go with the negative ways, Mariotti.
Well, that brings me to a point. What would Tennessee get if they traded for 2 number ones in 2 years? Think about it. They're not going to win anything this year or next year.
No.
But 2 years from now, when Manning comes out, they'll have 3 number ones sitting there.
Yeah.
But remember, Papa Manning has the final say.
Yeah.
That's what he did. That's what he did with Eli when he tried to take him in charge, and he said, "Oh, hell no."
He did say he wanted him to go to Dallas.
I remember that. That was laughing my ass when we got him there.
But all right, everybody, I think I want to wrap this one up. It was a nice, lively conversation. Phil, Do you have any idea when we're going to have a show again?
I think we could possibly have it on the Saturday. I have to check though.
I mean, I've been liking the Fridays, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't mind the Fridays.
Okay.
You know, but you know, because it seems
unless
like
unless something breaks.
I'm only
Saturday.
saying that because I know I normally don't do anything on Saturdays, but I know Phil does, and it's probably
that's usually it is.
Like you know, like off season, maybe just switch to Fridays, and we can get more consistent with doing that Friday thing. But I don't care. You know me. You know, I'm normally pretty good, but I was thinking maybe that way you would have your whole weekend. You know, I will sometimes do a live stream just for the hell of it. So, but I don't.
Yeah, I'll text you probably.
Yeah, let me know.
But I'll most likely probably shoot to Friday then. Yeah,
everybody, like I said, everybody in here, I'm sure is already subbed up to Prime Time, but his channel is up at the top. Dan 1995, Matt Batten, I believe, is already. You know, like some of the newer people to here. Let's see who we got right now. I think everybody else is already subscribed. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe. Anybody on the rewatch crew, sub up to Phil. We're gonna have a lot of stuff.
I got you, Phil.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, like we're gonna have a lot of content for the draft. It'll be fun. Phil brings a certain level because he played at a high level in college.
No, I don't think
so. It's called sanity.
No, I'm just saying me. I'm a loudmouth, but Phil actually brings some credibility to what he's saying. So
I support that comment.
I appreciate that. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna go for Randy, for Bobby, for even Mr. Wade at Golden Corral. I appreciate you, Thomas Garrett, Jesse Montanez, Prime Time, and everybody in the chat. I appreciate you, and we are outie. Take care, everybody.
Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button.
Thank you. See you, Mark Hutchinson. Thank you again, buddy.
Good night, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey, boys.